Hello all, this is Ashwin. How is it going? Welcome to my OpenCV3 tutorial for Python 3. In the last tutorial, we saw how to install Python 3 and OpenCV3 on a Windows system. We also saw how to download various image datasets for our image processing requirements from the websites all around the world. In this video, we are going to see how to get started with OpenCV programming with very few simple programming examples. So the first programming example will illustrate how to display the version of OpenCV that we have installed on our Windows system. So import CV2, this imports OpenCV to the current Python program. Let's define a main method and print the current OpenCV version with cv2 dot underscore underscore version. If name equal to main then we will have main function call here. Okay, and this completes the program. So let's try to execute this program and see what the output is. This program returns a string. The string reads 3.3.0. By the way, this is the Spider console. This is Spider IDE, and I'm using IPython console for seeing the text output or seeing the console output. I have already uploaded a tutorial on YouTube channel on my YouTube channel for configuring the Spider IDE after installing the Anaconda distribution of Python. So Spider IDE is very useful IDE. So I would recommend that you all get familiar with this IDE because we will be carrying out most of our tutorials in Spider IDE because it has already got an integrated IPython console. It is very convenient. So as you can see here, we have seen we are able to see the output. The output reads 3.3.0, which is the OpenCV version that we have installed on this machine. So this is very simple program. So now let's get moving towards more complex programs as well. Let's save the script as prog02 and let's replace this line. So before we get started with some real computer vision programming, let me explain you a few things. There are various ways we can acquire the images. The one way to acquire the images is to read the images from the disk. The another way is to acquire the images from the live video feed. So if you are using a PC, you can use the webcam for the PC. You can also use a Pi camera for Raspberry Pi to acquire the images for image processing. The third way is to acquire the images from a stored video. So as this is very beginner level tutorial, I am going to just acquire the images from the disk. Okay, so I have got the dataset downloaded and saved in a location. So let me show you the dataset. This is the dataset. If you remember in the last tutorial, I had recommended you a couple of links from where we can download the datasets for processing of the images. So these are all images from those datasets, and these are very useful. I mean, you will get all the sorts of images that you want. You will get images in various resolutions. You will get grayscale images. You will get images in RGB format, colored images, and all that sort of stuff. This is the path of the dataset. Now let's use one of the images in this dataset. So let's have a variable known as imPath, imgpath. We will use the image 4.2.04.tiff. Because this is a Windows system, we need to use the slash with an escape sequence, and there is a method known as cv2 dot imread, which reads the image from the given path. So we have stored the path in img path. So this method reads the image from this path, img path, and stores it in img variable named as img. Now I want to show this image on the screen. So there is another method for that, cv2.imshow, and it creates a window. We have to specify the name of that window, and then we also need to pass the image as the parameter. Then we will have to mention cv2.waitKey. This is to bind the keyboard event with cv2.imshow method, the call of this cv2.imshow method, so that the method works correctly. In case you are not going to use this waitKey method, the call of this waitKey method, the above method will not work correctly. And finally, we are going to destroy the window, cv2.destroy all windows. So let me explain how this program works. So obviously this code corresponds to reading the images from reading a single image from the given path, and this code corresponds to showing the image, and then we are going to wait for a keyboard event, and once there is a keyboard event, we are going to destroy the window. So let's run this program and see the output. By the way, if you want to see 4.2.0.tiff, this is 4.2.04.tiff. This is a very famous image from the Playboy magazine. It is the image of a model named as Lena, and most of the standard image processing algorithms, they use actually this image as one of their inputs if they want to actually run some image processing computation. So we are going to get started by with our exploration of this computer vision scientific area by displaying this image on our screen. So let's run this code and see what the output is. Okay, so as you can see, it displays the image in a window, and the name of that window is Lena. If I hit any key on the keyboard, it is going to destroy the window and it is going to finish the program. So this is a very simple program which reads an image from the given path, and it displays the image, it waits for a keyboard event, and then it destroys the window. So in case you are wondering what will happen if we comment the waitKey call and destroy all windows call. Now let's see what the output could be. See, we are actually getting incorrect output. It says now the Python is not responding. So let's close the program. And it says that for IPython console, it says the kernel died, restarting. So it seems that it has restarted the IPython kernel. So let's uncomment these sections and run the code again. Yeah, we are able to see the output. Let's press any key and the window is destroyed. So this is a very simple example of how we can read an image and how we can display that image in a named window. So let's take a backup of this code and save it as prog03 because we are going to make some modifications to this code. We can also create an explicit window before the imshow method call. So the method for that is named window, and let's create the window Lena and cv2.auto auto resize or auto maximize. It's window underscore auto size underscore auto size. Okay, so this method call creates a named window known as Lena, and when you say cv2.imshow Lena and img, so this associates it with the named window Lena. You can destroy an individual window by calling the method destroy window, and then you have to pass the name of the window. So this program works exactly as the earlier program, but here we are creating a named window. So in case you want to particularly create a named window before the imshow method call, you can use this program. So if I run this program, the output is exactly going to be the same. If I press any key on the keyboard, it is going to kill the window. But here we have control over what window we can destroy. I mean, we have a specific control, unlike the earlier program where the key press destroyed all the windows. So this is how a simple program for reading and displaying the images work. In the next program, we are going to see how to handle specific key presses, as well as we are going to see how to save an image in a particular file. So thanks a lot for watching my tutorial. In case you are wondering where you can find the code, I have already mentioned the link of the GitHub repository which has got all this code as well as the data set. Also do not forget to like this video as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel for more amazing tutorials on Python as well as electronics and programming and on STEM in general. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.